That's a little better.
Mark, 30 seconds until airtime. Once again, stations, if you encounter technical issues during the broadcast, please call the Oregon Studio Hotline at 336-831-0864. Stations, your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
Duck's gonna pick it up, and here we go. Got him deep. He's open. He's got it, and he's gone.
How about that?
Oregon repeats as the Pac-12 champion.
Duarte pulls up, 3-ball. Bang!
LJ Figueroa!
Oregon goes back-to-back for the 4th time in the last 6 years. The Ducks are Pac-12 champions.
Foley 3. Goal! Foley bomb. Mikesell fires and hits a 3. Left wing. Pow. Yeah, boom, boom.
Welcome to Duck Insider.
What a weekend.
We're just getting started.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, here's Joey Mack.
And you can hear the Oregon bench and Oregon fans. Mikesell, and Georgia lets Mikesell into front court. 2-1, and the Ducks are in the Sweet 16, the 4th tournament in a row. They did it. The number 6 seed Oregon Ducks over the number 3 seed Georgia. Pac-12 over the SEC. Oregon 57, Georgia 50.
Terry John's on the call. We've got another Duck team in the Sweet 16. Don't you love it? The Pac-12 accounts for 7 of the 32 in both men's and women's basketball that have advanced to the Sweet 16, and the Ducks are 2 of them. Well done. Well done to Kelly Graves and his squad. A great call by Terry Johns and Bev Smith. You heard it yesterday. We've got a full preview of the Sweet 16 coming up over the next couple days. But what a weekend, truly, for the Ducks. And it feels like this is a Monday. I don't know how everybody else feels, but even though it's a Thursday on the show, we have so much to recap. We have so much to talk about that I find myself sitting here like, man, how are we going to fit everything into the show? And it feels like a Monday. We feel that way every Monday when there's so many Oregon events going on. That's exactly how I feel today on a Thursday, which is just a great, great feeling. All right, we have a few things from a housekeeping perspective to tell you about. And we will, of course, take your Facebook comments and questions. Dustin already coming in with a heavy-hitting question. Heavy-hitting question to kick things off today. Any update on single-game tickets for football? I personally do not have an update. I will tell you that things are trending well. Season tickets are on sale for Oregon football, and the Ducks have begun welcoming limited family and friends of student athletes and coaches into outdoor facilities. Love to see it. So I'm hoping that we'll have some more updates on that, Dustin. I know we need to know. I need to know. Everybody needs to know. Are you kidding? This is a great question. I will tell you, though, that spring football starts in a week. If you didn't see the video on the Oregon football Twitter page from our man Steve Pohl, I believe, it's good stuff. Maybe we'll have to play that at the end of the show today if Scott can find it for us. I didn't anticipate that, but here we are. We do need to know, Dustin. You're right. All right, women's basketball is headed to the Sweet 16. Yesterday, we heard from head coach Kelly Graves and Sedona Prince. We have those interviews for you coming up. Sedona with just some awesome stuff to say after a tremendous performance for Sedona Prince. Chris Duarte has been honored. We have a track and field outdoor schedule, and Matt Ulmer, head coach Oregon Volleyball, is going to be kind enough to join us because the Ducks, on the volleyball side, get this, they're in the hunt for a Pac-12 crown. Washington State's 10-2, Washington's 11-3, Oregon's 11-3. Those are your top 3 in the Pac-12 right now. Ducks will play Cal coming up. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because it's a big-time weekend for the Ducks. If Oregon get a couple wins against Cal, maybe Washington loses a couple matches, we'll see. Things are trending well. We'll talk about that all coming up in just a bit. Okay, Sweet 16. We are going to do something across the Oregon Sports Network that we have never done before. We have 2 Sweet 16 broadcasts right up against each other. So what we've decided to do is for those of you who tune in to women's basketball and men's basketball on our flagship radio stations in Portland, 1080 The Fan, and Eugene, KUGN 590 and 95.3 The Score. We are going to have one continuous broadcast for men's basketball and women's basketball. We'll have a special hour-long pregame show beginning at 3 o'clock. We'll have Dana Altman, we'll have Kelly Graves, and Terry Johns and I will co-host the joint basketball Sweet 16 pregame show. Terry Johns and Bev Smith will then have the call at 4 o'clock when Oregon faces Louisville in the Sweet 16. Then we will have the regular women's basketball postgame. You'll hear from coaches and student athletes. And then we'll do sort of an in-between game show where Mitchell Lee back in the OSN studios will give you a scoreboard update on what's going on around the Sweet 16 for both the men and the women. And then I will have the call for men's basketball at 6:45. The tip is scheduled for the Ducks against the Trojans of USC. One continuous broadcast. Sweet 16 Sunday with the Ducks. We will be on the air for probably about 7 to 8 hours straight. It's awesome. This is a really, really cool thing. Trevor says, "Don't wash your socks, Joey." Yes, I've always got crazy Oregon socks on. I have not decided what the Sweet 16 socks are going to be. I'll be honest, for road games, since I'm not traveling with the team, I haven't been doing the socks, actually, like when we're just here in the studio. But I think I'm going to have to for the Sweet 16. I think I might have to. So the Sweet 16, it's going to be a 3 o'clock pregame show for those of you who listen to the entire broadcast. Now, those of you who tune in via the online stream, remember, for women's basketball, we can have the full stream from 3 o'clock, but we will stop the stream at 6:30. Because of NCAA regulations, we can't do an online radio stream of our broadcast of men's basketball. And also, with that in mind, there will be a 6:30 start time when all of our radio affiliates will join in progress to carry the men's basketball portion of our Sweet 16 broadcast. There's a little bit of the housekeeping for you. You'll be able to stream the entire pregame show from 3 to 4, the women's basketball game from 4 until 6:30, and then we'll have to turn it over to just our terrestrial radio affiliates who join us for men's basketball at 6:30 with a tip at 6:45. There's the schedule. I really hope, though, that fans, those of you who have the ability to tune in to both in the Portland market and the Eugene market, and actually in our friends in Salem at KYKN are going to be carrying it as well, I really encourage you to tune in for the entire broadcast, because how often are we going to get to have two Sweet 16 basketball games back-to-back? And I will say, one of the benefits of the environment that we're in, Terry Johns and I are both calling the games actually from this room, where we're doing Duck Insider right now in the Country Financial studio. Normally, we wouldn't be doing it this way. We would have two totally separate broadcasts. They'd be on different radio stations across the Oregon Sports Network, different live streams. You get the idea. But because of the world we're in right now, Terry and I actually get to do the broadcasts together. It's not something we've ever gotten to do. It may not be something we ever get to do again. So we're going to have some fun with it. And so, fans, I really encourage you to tune in. We've got a Sweet 16 Sunday with the Ducks beginning at 3 o'clock for our pregame coverage, and we'll have you all the way through, hopefully, 2 victories, and we get 2 going to the Elite 8 calls. Women's basketball in the round of 32 against Georgia. They took care of business, particularly the front court. Solid game, fun to watch between these two really good teams. Sedona Prince tied a career high in points, and she also did it in a season-high 37 minutes. Far and away the most minutes that Sedona Prince has played. Terry Johns described it as most minutes by a mile. And, man, was it awesome to see the front court for the Ducks do some cool things. And Niara Sabali was just outstanding. I mean, she was really, really good in this game. And I think as the season moved forward, we knew that for the Ducks to be at their best, you needed Sedona Prince and you needed Niara Sabali to be excellent, and they were in this game. Niara added 15 points. She was a rebound away from a double-double. She also had 2 steals in 30 minutes. The Ducks, it was really the Sedona Prince and Niara Sabali show down the stretch, and, man, it was fun to watch. Man, it was fun to watch. Maddie Shear was really good, too. I don't think Maddie Shear lit up the stat sheet. She didn't have any points. She was 0-4 shooting, but 6 assists. And without Tahina Paopao, Maddie Shear stepped in and I thought played really well, particularly on defense. I thought Maddie Shear did a really nice job. The Ducks have gotten to the Sweet 16 without Tahina Paopao. And it's now 3 times. I thought this was a cool stat from Rob Mosley. It's 3 times that the Ducks have held opponents to single digits in a quarter in the tournament. 3 of the 8 quarters that the Ducks have played, they've held the opposition to single digits. So, man, the celebration, as you can imagine, was just absolutely awesome. The mob, anytime you get a chance to go to the Sweet 16, you're going to feel pretty outstanding. But I think in this era, with how the Ducks have had to overcome so much adversity, a young team, how can you not just smile and go, man, go Ducks. Winners stay, right? Winners stay. Winner stays. It was awesome. Ducks now gone to the Sweet 16 in 4 straight tournaments. And I think they probably would have gone to the Sweet 16 last year had there been a tournament. Just a guess with the way that they were rolling. 4th tournament in a row. 4th tournament with the Sweet 16. And one of 5 teams in the country, by the way, the Ducks. The others being Baylor, Stanford, South Carolina, and UConn to reach each of the last 4 Sweet 16s. So let me read that again for those of you who, think about the women's basketball blue bloods, right? Baylor, Stanford with Tara Vanderveer, South Carolina with Dawn Staley, UConn, Gino Auriemma. Ducks are one of now 5 teams in the country joining those 4 to reach each of the last 4 Sweet 16s. Louisville and UCLA also could have done it after this was written. Louisville did. UCLA did not. So that means that the women's basketball squad joined the Oregon men in the NCAA tournament Sweet 16. Oregon, Michigan, and Baylor, the only schools with both teams in the Sweet 16. But you want to get even more specific? Ducks are the only athletic department in the country that had their football team in a New Year's Six Bowl, their men's team in the Sweet 16, and the women's team in the Sweet 16. Broad-based excellence. That's what Rob Mullins always says. And I don't know what's more broad-based excellence than being the only athletic department in the country with a football team in a New Year's Six game, a men's team in the Sweet 16, and a women's team in the Sweet 16. It's going to be a 4 o'clock tip-off when the Ducks will face Louisville. I'll tell you what, I think they can win that game. 4 Sweet 16 Pac-12 teams on the men's side, 3 Sweet 16 Pac-12 teams on the women's side. And we're going to hear from Kelly Graves. We're going to hear from Sedona Prince. Sweet 16 Sunday is coming up with the Ducks, both squads in the Sweet 16. Awesome stuff. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
As my family continued to grow, I realized I'd have to replace my beloved Jeep with something that has, well, more seats. I'm Jason Hines, Country Financial Rep and father of 7. Whether you're upgrading from your sporty ride with no room for a car seat or finally replacing your well-loved beater that still has a cassette player, you'll want the right protection for your new car. Work with a Country Financial Rep like me and get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Learn more at TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Learfield IMG College.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Everybody buckle up. Mom. Buckle up.
Let's go.
Buckle up.
Can we go to the store? Mom,
buckle
can we get
up.
some ice cream?
Everybody, buckle up.
A lot goes on in the car, but you're in control. So only move when you hear the click that says they're buckled in. Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Ducks are headed to the Sweet 16 on the women's side after a nice win yesterday over Georgia. The Ducks will advance to face the 2-seed Louisville at 4 o'clock. I'm really looking forward to our Sweet 16 Sunday across the radio network. The Ducks have both teams in the Sweet 16, and they'll be playing in back-to-back games, one at 4 and one at 6:45. Women followed by the men. Man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Kelly Graves talked with the media after what was a really impressive performance. It's brought to you by the Wayland Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Fight like a duck with cancer care you can count on. Kelly Graves talking with the media postgame.
You know, her ability to, play in that mid-range and then down low, it just kind of depends. We try to put her wherever we feel like, she can be utilized the best. She did both tonight. One thing about her, too, is when we do get her into that mid-post, Lindsay, she's a great passer and really understands angles, knows where to get the basketball at the right time. I thought the synergy between her and Niara was really good tonight in that high-low game. So as you guys just saw in that interview, how blessed am I to be coaching a young woman like her. I mean, she is really the whole package, not only a tremendous player, but just think of the pressure she's had on her, being so outspoken. She's had a lot of attention placed on her, and she has backed it up. And that's not easy to do. And I'm really proud of her and really happy for her and the rest of the team.
Obviously, Sedona and Yara deserve a lot of credit, but how would you describe the lift Maddie Shear has given you guys that maybe you don't see in the statistics?
Well, to do what she did tonight against, really athletic guards, a team that really likes to pressure you and take you out of what you're trying to do. This is a big stage for a young freshman starting only her second game. And I thought she was terrific. Did not score, but she had 6 assists. She got us into our offense. She got the ball to the right people at the right time so that they could make a play. And then defensively, I thought she had a huge impact on what we did tonight. Logged the most minutes she's ever played, certainly for us. And I thought she was just as good down the stretch as she was at any point in the game. I'm so proud of her. She's playing well beyond her years. And, I think when you look at her and some of those other young guards that we have, we've sure got a bright future.
Seems like the last couple of years, you guys really made an emphasis to make this team better defensively after that Final Four matchup against Baylor in 19. Are there lessons that you guys took from that game that is applied now, especially given the defensive performance you guys are putting in this tournament and how much more stout this unit has been over the last 2 seasons?
Well, we have 2 players that were on that team 2 years ago. So, they may have learned something, that night. I just think, you play in the NCAA tournament, it comes down to defense. It comes down to getting stops. And we've struggled, especially down the stretch, to do that. I'm so proud of our team. We've given up 47 and 50 points in our first 2 rounds, and tonight, they scored 6 points. That's been our bugaboo. Those that have followed our program know that third quarter's been tough for us at times, and tonight we gave them 6 points in that third quarter. And I don't think they scored in the last half of the third quarter, and then down the stretch, making them go 1 for 7, 1 for 8, something like that. I just, we've been able to do it on defense, and I give my staff a ton of credit, you guys. They've done such a good job. Mark Campbell, Jody Berry, Chavi Lopez, they've really scouted well, and they've had our team prepared. And then most importantly, our team has executed defensively. We're playing with so much energy, and it's not to be discounted. We're long. And you can go 6'7" and 6'5" inside and sub with other players that are really long. I think we've used that to our advantage in this tournament so far, and we need to continue to do so because obviously the competition gets tougher and tougher. But I'm really proud of how we're playing defensively. We are on point right now.
For months we've been talking about what's the identity? What's the identity? Is this now figured out and the established identity here, at least going forward, that this is the identity of this team?
Well, James, is funny. Early in the year, we were, we've never really had the entire team. healthy at one time. And so we've kind of changed the way, we've attacked the game. About middle of the season, maybe mid-Pac-12, we decided to go with the bigger lineup, thinking, if we want to be successful in the NCAA tournament, we're going to need Ciara, that actually fits, Sedona and Niara, to be big for us, because they're going to be a load for teams. So we tried that, and quite frankly, our offense sputtered. We were more efficient with a smaller four, spreading people out. And so we kind of finished that way. But the last couple of weeks, as I've been saying, we've been without a ton of guards. And so by necessity, we went back to the bigs. We made a concerted effort in that 2-week period to really hammer home getting the basketball inside, how to play with these two together, and it's showing up well right now. So as soon as I say it's like my golf game, James, as soon as you think you figured it out, you're in the woods for the rest of the day. And so I like what we've got going on right now. We've been able to utilize Erin in that 3 spot and get her some looks, which is great. And then most importantly, we're playing through those 2 bigs. So we're playing inside out, and it has reaped some rewards for us.
Can you just talk about the control your team had over the pace, especially in the second half?
Yeah, I was really proud of that. I mean, they tried to speed us up. Those guards, they're so quick. And, I want to congratulate Coach Joni. I think, she's done such an amazing job with that program. They're a phenomenal team. And I did not sleep very well the last 2 nights, knowing that we had to go against them. So Coach Taylor, kudos for a great season. And I was worried about that. I thought that maybe their pressure was going to hurt us worse than it did. We did turn it over 18 times, but I thought we took care of it when we really needed. And there were some times late in that 4th quarter where they turned us over, they tightened the game up, and then, our kids just did a great job of executing, and we seemed to make that key basket at the right time. But it was, I just thought, a well-played game. I think our kids did a great job out of timeouts tonight. I don't know what our efficiency was on that, but when we called something, they really executed and got it to the right person at the right time. So this was a big win, you guys. Georgia's a heck of a team, and our Ducks did it. They came through.
Can you describe the emotion in the locker room? I mean, just hearing Sedona here, get emotional with what this means for this team to advance to the Sweet 16. Can you sum it up for us, Coach?
It's been a difficult season, managing expectations. Everybody knows what we lost. Everybody knows what we had the opportunity and capability of doing in this tournament last year. It was taken away from us. And I think at times people just assumed, well, we're going to keep this going. If you count Niara and Sedona as freshmen, they're not freshmen, but this is the first year they played college basketball. We have 7 freshmen on this team. We have 9 new players. In a pandemic year, this is the worst time to have a young team. We just didn't have a chance to really work with them. From day one, and those that have covered us from day one know that I have said 100 times we are going to be a tough out come March, because I knew we would continue to get better and better and better. Well, it was, well, I'm all wet. I could, wring this out and water up this whole table. I think our kids are really excited. They just are, and they should be. They really worked hard and earned this right to play another game, another week. Like I said, the expectations, it weighed heavily on them. And then when you start losing a few games and people start to question your program, and then your own players sometimes maybe question themselves, it's great redemption. I think the whole time they did believe in themselves. They believed in each other. I'm really happy for them. I'm so proud of them. Like I said, it's just not been an easy ride. And listen, we're still playing, so we feel so good about that.
You said you liked what you guys have going right now as far as your identity. An item that might be a bit concerning is only 4 players scoring tonight. How do you react to that, and maybe what do you want to see differently from the offense?
I just want to win the game. I mean, we had a lot of players score lots of times earlier in the year, and we didn't win. To me, Maddie did her job at the point. We don't ask her to score. And if we can get 40-plus points from inside, from our 2 inside players, that's good enough for me. I'm not that concerned about it. I'm confident in a lot of players, and quite frankly, we just didn't play that many players tonight. We basically went with a tighter rotation, and so there weren't as many opportunities for the others. But I have confidence and faith in any number of our players. At any point, they can go in and have big nights, and have had big nights. So, yeah, to me, I think at this point, you're splitting hairs. Hey, we won the game. That's all. Survive in advance. We've all heard it a million times. We have a chance to play next game, and who knows, maybe next game Taylor Chavez comes in and lights them up, or Sidney Parrish gets hot from the perimeter. To me, I don't think our team matters. We just want to have more points than the other team at the end of the game. And tonight we did, and we have a chance to continue on. And I'm, not only happy, I'm disappointed in some way. I told the team, I packed for 3 weeks. I was either going to be here or Indianapolis following my son with Gonzaga. I told them I'd much rather stay in San Antonio, and we are. We're staying for a little extra time. Shout out to our men also in the Sweet 16. So this has been a great couple of days for the University of Oregon. I'm really proud of both basketball teams, and for Duck Nation, I guess we can say, Duck fans everywhere.
Kelly Graves, man, gotta love him, don't you? Sweet 16 for the Ducks, 4 o'clock against Louisville on Sunday. And the men will follow suit, hopefully following a victory at 6:45 when they will play USC in the Sweet 16 on the men's side. Coming up, you heard that interview reference with Sedona Prince. We've got it for you next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Hi, you've reached Toyota. This is Jan.
Can I save on a new Toyota?
Yes, with great deals through March 31st at participating dealers.
I'm really into mystery podcasts lately for those long drives.
Well, imagine yourself in a Camry when a celebrity sleuth solves the perfect crime. Or camping in a RAV4 when a shocking theft turns a city on its head. Or off-roading in a Tacoma when trouble follows a big city cop to the country. Spoiler alert, it was the butler.
Toyota, let's go places.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Insider presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack here with you for our Toyota Women's Sports Schedule Spotlight. Always brought to you by our friends at Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Well, we know Oregon women's basketball. We're going to hear from Sedona Prince coming up in just a moment. Also, Oregon volleyball head coach Matt Ulmer will join us next segment because the Ducks are going to be playing volleyball at 1 o'clock on Friday, softball at 1 o'clock on Friday, and lacrosse at 1 o'clock on Friday before Oregon soccer is in action at 7 o'clock on Friday. It's a big, busy weekend. We'll tell you more about that coming up. Sedona Prince, she talked to the media postgame, and as you can imagine, after she kind of put the NCAA on notice and everybody took notice, and she put college basketball on notice, scoring 22 points in this game over Georgia, Sedona Prince was a pretty darn good interview postgame.
I hope they see that women's basketball is not boring. It's fun, it's exciting. It's different than men's basketball, but in an amazing way. We play hard and with our hearts, and there's so many fundamentals. It's such a different game, and so I just wanted to show them today and my team that, we wanted to show that we're fun to watch.
In the fourth quarter, you and Niara take over offensively. You also grabbed 4 of your 5 rebounds and had 3 of your 4 blocks. How were you able to take over the game so much in those final 10 minutes?
Niara and I talked before the fourth quarter, and we were like, we're gonna go to the Sweet 16 on our first year. And we came out, and she dominated, and also, our teammates allowed us to get good post-ups and stuff, and made amazing entry passes, and so it was just a collective, effort of we're gonna get this, we're gonna win, and we're gonna go to the Sweet 16.
This has been a long road for you, just the ups and downs, dealing with injury, getting healthy. I mean, is this the healthiest you have felt just out there on the floor?
Yeah, absolutely. I've dealt with an ankle sprain early in the season, some knee issues and stuff, and so I had to take some breaks earlier when we were playing like in Pac-12 play. But we worked really, really hard in those 2 weeks we had off to just get healthy for our whole team, and so that's what we focused on. And I feel amazing. My body feels great, and I'm able to play my best basketball.
You mentioned that goal going into the fourth quarter of saying you want to go to the Sweet 16. You did it. How does it feel? What does it mean to you to get the job done and go to the Sweet 16?
It makes me want to cry because I watched since the 4th grade when I started playing basketball of people, celebrating these kind of moments, and in March how amazing it is to see. And this year's a little bit different because of COVID, and it's been a struggle all year. No fans. My parents haven't really been able to see me play. They are in the stands today. So playing in my home state and in a gym that I played in high school is so amazing. And now being able to go to the Sweet 16 and experience even more of this is going to be amazing.
You play for this powerhouse program that maybe didn't end their regular season how you guys really had in mind. What is a win like this? What kind of message does that send to the rest of the tournament and the country?
I think that everyone is just was doubting us when we first came in. We didn't in Pac-12 play like we wanted to, but we wanted to show today that we are not the team you messed with, and in how we play. And we're just, we're a very difficult team to guard. And so we just wanted to come out and show that we're going to play harder than you, and we're going to want it more than you. And I think that's what we wanted to focus on.
Obviously, you used your platform to voice your concerns over the inequality you see between the men's and women's tournament. But after doing that and getting that response and that attention, did you feel any pressure to perform on the court? And how does it feel to deliver in the spotlight like that?
Yeah, yesterday's game, I was extremely nervous before just because I knew that a lot of people were going to be watching. And so I was nervous, but that's a good thing. We wanted more people to watch, and I'm going to have to get used to it. And so I was talking to my trainers, and I was just very, I was on one yesterday before the game, but they calmed me down. My teammates huddled around me and just, lifted me up. But, that's the point of it, is to bring more attention to our game and to get more viewership.
Obviously, a very emotional game, intense, back and forth. What does this win mean to you? And transferring from a powerhouse, did you really envision making it to Sweet 16 in the first year of playing after transferring?
I wanted to, but I honestly didn't know what the season was going to be, especially after last year. In COVID and a brand new team, we had no idea what we were going to expect. And so I'm unbelievably proud of these girls. They all wanted this. We came in at halftime, and we've always struggled with our third quarter and coming out strong. But we wrote on the board, and we were like, this is going to be us. We're going to get this. We're going to come out with this, and we're going to just come and just punch them first, and that's what we did.
I'm not sure if you saw, but the San Antonio Spurs were repping some women's college jerseys the other day. And I was just wondering what it means to you to kind of see that representation, especially from such a historic organization.
It's amazing. It's what we want. It's what we deserve. We work just as hard and we play amazing, and so we deserve just as much credit as the men do. And through all this stuff, I've learned a lot, but it's that people love women's basketball, and people will support us if we use our platform and if we talk about it. And so that's amazing. I didn't know that. That's so cool. I love that, and I hope that more big organizations give us the credit we deserve.
Seeing what you guys have done and what the men are doing in Indianapolis, 2 Duck teams in the Sweet 16, I know that a few of you are friends, and in normal times you would be hanging out. So what's significant to just both teams representing the U of O on the next stage?
It's pretty cool. I'm excited. We were really excited when they got that win, especially, how they got it. They definitely proved that they're an amazing team. And so it just shows how good of a team, how good of a school Oregon is at basketball. And so I'm really excited that we get to rep our Ducks and hopefully come back to Eugene with some championships.
Sedona Prince, awesome to hear from her, and a great conversation post-game, man. Still dancing, both teams going to the Sweet 16. We've got Sweet 16 Sunday. Special pregame coverage begins at 3 o'clock across the Oregon Sports Network. Then we'll jump into the women's basketball play-by-play with Terry Johns and Bev Smith, beginning at 4, and then at 6:45, the Oregon men will tip off against USC. Tomorrow, a big preview of Oregon men's basketball as Dana Altman's going to meet with the media this afternoon. We'll have that for you on Duck Insider tomorrow. We're also previewing Oregon baseball tomorrow as well. And Oregon soccer head coach Graham Abel is going to join us because, much like a lot of other sports around here, Oregon soccer continues to win. Talk about winning and getting gray hairs while you do it, Matt Ulmer, Oregon volleyball head coach, is going to join us next because it was rivalry weekend, and hair looks great. Hair looks outstanding today. Matt Ulmer is going to join us right after this, the Oregon volleyball head coach. Stick with us on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Hi, welcome to the Spicy Drive-In. May I take your order?
Can I get the spicy chicken sandwich, please?
The spicy chicken is an excellent choice, sir. And to drink?
Whatever's fine.
Oh, may I make a beverage pairing recommendation this evening?
Sure.
If we are feeling especially bold tonight, sir, I would recommend the Mountain Dew with that. It's bravely unrestrained with a very alive aroma that pairs wonderfully with your spicy chicken. It's followed by a hint of zesty citrus flavor.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
I'm sure you already know this, sir, but remember to appreciate the nose first by giving the Mountain Dew a little swirl to relieve volatilize it.
What?
To change the flavor compounds and activate your taste buds to get them fully primed for that chicken sandwich.
It's delicious.
Now you're getting the hang of it. The muscular flavor-charged characteristics of Mountain Dew make for an absolutely epic mouthfeel when paired with spicy cuisine. It is quite on point, sir.
Dude, it's a perfect match. Like they were made for each other.
So true, so true.
When you want to make good food bolder and bold food better, do the Dew.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics. This is the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesmaned the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions, don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack with you inside the Country Financial Studio, where today's show is always brought to you by our friends at Shadow Hills Country Club. Call for a tour today. Matt Ulmer, Oregon volleyball head coach, is with us on the University of Oregon Alumni Association guest line. Coach, it's great to talk with you after another pair of wins. Recap the weekend for us a little bit.
Hello, Joseph.
Wow. Wait. Stop. I don't think I've ever called you Matthew.
You should. It's a nice name. It's actually my real name. So.
It's not what it says on your business card, your email, or your coaching bio.
That's weird. Are you actually Joseph?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll stick to Joey then.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The weekend. Oregon State I thought played well on Friday. I thought they were pretty fast. Their transition game, I thought we were a step behind all weekend, and it took us a little while to adjust. I thought our rhythm on offense was not great on Friday. Part of that is time off. Part of that is other people coming back in the lineup. But I thought it got better as the match went on, and then I thought it was much cleaner on Sunday. So hopefully we just keep trending in that direction over the last few weeks.
I'm curious for your thoughts here, because you mentioned like on Friday was tough because you had some of those variables, but then on Sunday everything looked to fire on all cylinders. You guys are 7-0 in Sunday matches this year. I mean, in this unique circumstance where you're playing a team twice, you guys have been so good playing a team the second time. Why is that? What's been the key to that this year for your squad?
I think it's a few things. I've tried to think about it. One, I think we're pretty steady. We have done a good job of we've had a couple not great sets, but overall I would say we've probably been the most consistent team in the conference this year. So like a team can come out and play really well in the first match of the week on Friday. We've weathered most of those storms, and then we're kind of playing the same ball, and then they go down or they don't bring the same intensity as they do, on Sunday, while we're still playing at that same level. So I think part of that, which is a really good sign for us, to make a run. The other part is I think, once we get the feel of what a game plan is and how to adapt, we will make changes as a group. We're very much a read defense, read offense team. So, the more time we play somebody, the better read we get. We start to figure out what their, tendencies are and how comfortable they are in different things. And I think we've done a really good job all year of making really nice changes, which is hard to do. But the team has done such a really great job of adapting to that. And I think that's put a lot of pressure on the other side on Sundays.
Gloria Mutiri, I thought was really good. I mean, hit 421, 9 kills on 19 swings, also 4 blocks. It's been a few weeks since I've asked you about Gloria Mutiri. Just thoughts on her performance and how valuable she's been.
Yeah, I think her game is really evolving. She's becoming a really high-level blocker, which I think if you asked her, she would say that was a weakness in her game coming in here. But she's really doing a nice job, making some really nice changes. She's got long arms and strong hands, and is starting to make some really good reads. And so those things are very helpful when it comes to blocking. And again, in our conference, we're very left side dominant. Some really good outside attackers in our conference. So her and Morgan Lewis, it's really important that they become really strong blockers for us, and that's a big part of our defensive scheme. So that's been great for her. And then out of system, when it's not a perfect set, she's really evolving her game to having more shots in her bag, more tools to use, not just always the fastball. She's got a few different pitches to throw, and she's starting to figure that out. And so I think just that growth in those two areas has been really important for us.
How's her slider? How's her changeup these days?
Her changeup is getting nasty. Yeah. And she's just learning how to move it around. And again, it sounds kind of funny, but it's really the same concept.
Yeah.
Most teams are just sitting back there because they're expecting that fastball, right? She's going to bring the heat and take your face off. And then all of a sudden she makes it look the same and then drops one on you. And that's pretty difficult to come in. So just trying to get her to understand that. It's like me when I golf, I just want to hit the ball hard every time. That's not necessarily what you should do every time, right? That's not always going to be what's called for. So just trying to get her and Morgan and some other people to understand how to move the ball around. And I think, Nunaviller really showed that against Washington. That match, she had 35 kills. She moved the ball around so well that I think her teammates started to understand, okay, there's a lot of different ways to score.
How much of being a good offensive player is being deceptive?
I think it's really important. And, we coach that a lot. I want them to not always look at what they're doing. I want them to not always show it. I want everything to look the same. And then what do you see and how are you going to react off of that? So I think, if we don't have to always vary our offense, like in the past, we've run some different combo plays, Willow Johnson would come around on the 2 or the B, and, Ronica would run the slide, things like that. That's not really this group. It's more of, we can run a pretty quick tempo, and within what they're doing, they can give a lot of different looks. So there's different variety, but it's more individual this year than it is like a team play.
What's been the key in 5-set thrillers?
Again, I think we just are steady. We've kind of played, and again, most of the sets that we lose are close, and the ones we win have been more decisive. That's generally been the theme. And then the 5th set, most teams get tight, because the pressure's on. And again, we just kind of keep playing. So I think we're 5-0 in 5th sets or something like that, which, that has definitely been atypical for us in the past. That's not how we've normally done it. So I think it's just for us, just trying to take 1 point at a time, and that's been really good for us. And I like that. I hope that trend continues.
Yeah, anytime you guys go to 5 sets, I just chalk it up to a Duck victory at this point. That's easy for me to do. It's a lot harder for you to do, right?
Definitely. Yeah, my insides are going crazy, but they're doing a great job.
Matt Ulmer, head coach, Oregon Volleyball, kind enough to join us. We're coming up on really the home stretch of the season, and I don't know if it feels this way for you guys, but I feel like it came so fast. There's so much going on. Have you kind of felt that way, that in this modified year, because it's the same opponent twice on the weekend? I feel like it's gone quick, at least in my mind. Do you feel that way as a staff and as a team?
I think it's kind of gone slower.
Interesting.
Only because of the couple breaks we've had.
True.
Sure. I think when we're playing and then it's just like, turn back around and you're either traveling or, new match on Thursday or whatever that's going to be, that really keeps you moving, keeps the things, going fast. But we've had the 2 breaks, and all of a sudden you're just kind of sitting at home on a weekend and you're watching everybody play, and kind of life slows back down again. So I think because of those breaks, it hasn't gone how it normally does. As fast and furious. For you, I mean, you have so many sports going on. I'm sure this is a whirlwind.
Yeah, that's fun, though.
Yeah, it's awesome. Exactly. No, it's really good.
It's fun when there's a lot of wins, obviously. And that's happening a lot these days, which is great. So we're all in. You touched on something that piques my interest here, Matt, that you said you guys are very steady, but like a lot of teams around the country, you've had ups and downs in terms of availability with your own roster. You're back to full strength on Friday. You mentioned that it kind of maybe took a little bit to get everybody back on the same page. How have you been able to be so steady with those challenges? I mean, what's been the key to that for your squad? As I'm sure a lot of teams are trying to figure out the answer to that question across the country.
Yeah, I think it's because 1 through 14 we have really quality depth. Everybody can play. There's people on the bench right now that would be great starters in other Pac-12 teams. And so we're lucky to have that. And so, if something has happened, somebody can plug in that next man up type of mentality, right? That's been kind of how we've been. And I think that's why we've been able to just stay steady. And because of that, practices when we actually have our full group are really intense.
Yeah.
Today drills that would normally, go pretty quickly were really long. We didn't even get through all of our practice today because the competitive side is really going on both sides, and they're lifting each other up with that. So I think those have been the keys as to why we've been able to kind of steady out.
Matt Ulmer, Oregon Volleyball head coach, joining us. You and I have talked a lot about finding the rhythm and how that's been important for your squad this year. You feel like you found the rhythm? I mean, and if not, what's the key to finding the rhythm here these last 2 regular season weekends?
Yeah, I think we have. It's about sustaining it now, right? So again, can we just continue to, don't get distracted, right? Just do your job, next play, and stay in that moment and stay together, communicating together. If we do that, if we can stay a unit, then I really like our chances against anybody. If we do get distracted or we get in our head about something, or if life happens,
sure,
we let life happen. Then that's when some errors can creep in and we kind of lose that. So I'd love to see us just be able to sustain for longer stretches.
Friday, 1:00 on the Oregon live stream. You can find it via the Oregon Volleyball schedule page on GoDucks.com. Probably the easiest with so many different live streams going on across the athletic department these days. Friday, 1:00, Cal is in town, and then Sunday it will be the finale at Matthew Knight Arena, which it's hard to believe that we're talking about that. So, 2-part question, and let's maybe just start with the first. Cal, give us the report on Cal. What are you looking for in this matchup? Some of the keys to a couple victories, we hope, over the Golden Bears this weekend.
Yeah, I think Cal serves really tough. I think they play very aggressive defense. They're going to frustrate you with how many balls they pop up off the floor and give it back to you. So I think they're going to try to do some different things that will try to disrupt our rhythm, what we're talking about. So again, this will be a good test for us of, can we just play our game? And can we do that for a match and then a second match? And I think if we're able to do that, then we'll be successful, and that would really propel us moving forward. So, hopefully that's something that we can sustain.
All right. Secondly, it's an odd thing this year, it feels like, to talk about a senior celebration and a senior day. You're smiling because I have to ask you about Taylor Borup. I mean, someone who has really been through the wars, Coach. Tell us a little bit about her story and what's the plan to celebrate her senior campaign this upcoming weekend?
The plan is for her to come back for her 6th year.
All right! Woo!
That's my favorite kind of celebration.
Yes. So
we actually don't have anyone.
I was going to say, so you got nothing.
Got nothing.
So I don't even have to ask you about senior day.
Yeah. Taylor Borup is older than our assistant coach, Tara Wolf. And that's the way we like it, you know? So I'd love to have 23-year-olds on the team. So if we could just keep that going, that'd be great.
You know, that's awesome. If I had missed that news, then if she had said that, then that's
I don't think it's been out there, but she's planning to come back for a 6th year.
Great. Well, then Taylor Borup. So forget that I asked you about senior day. It's not going to be a senior day. You can celebrate a bunch of super juniors and sophomores and freshmen.
That's right.
Great.
That's what we're really doing.
Even better. You got 4 matches left, and I know that it's one match at a time, and I won't ask you the question, but I will give fans some context who are tuning in. Washington State's 10-2, Washington's 11-3, Oregon's 11-3, followed by Utah at 12-4, UCLA at 12-6. That's the Pac-12 standings right now. Washington State heads to Utah. Duck fans, go Utes. Washington hosts, I should say, Stanford. Go Cardinal. Then the Ducks, of course, play Cal. Go Ducks. Did I say all that right, Matt?
I think you hit it on the nose right there.
Great. So that's the down the home stretch with 4 matches left. The Ducks are in the hunt for a Pac-12 title, which is just awesome to talk about. Hey, before I let you go, Athletes Unlimited. I haven't got a chance to ask you about some of your pro Ducks that are coming to play for the Athletes Unlimited pro volleyball tour here in the United States, which I think is awesome. We've talked about it a little bit on the softball side, lacrosse as well, and now we're seeing volleyball. We're seeing more and more Ducks in those high ranks. How cool is that, Coach, for you as a volleyball fan even, to see that in the United States and at the pro level?
So cool. I mean, again, the biggest part is I love the sport, you know, and I love cheering on our amazing women. And they're phenomenal athletes. They represent our sport, our country, you know, so well. And it's a bummer that we don't get to see them, you know, as on TV as much as we should. And so being able to have a platform to do this through Athletes Unlimited, I think has been great. It's raised awareness. It's raised a following for sure. You know, Willow did a really nice job. She got hurt. She's done playing for now. You know, but she'll be back again. But, you know, it was really hard to watch her play in Turkey, you know, but now all of a sudden she's front and center in our country and she gets to be home, you know, and so I think that's really cool. I wish we could have fans for it. I think that would be a whole nother level, you know, so hopefully next year, you know, I know some of our other players would love to be a part of it, but to be able to play professional volleyball, you know, the sport that they love in our own country in front of their family and friends and try to, you know, just raise the level of, you know, female professional athletes, you know, in general, it's a beautiful thing, and I hope it continues to grow.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to see what Athletes Unlimited does next. You know, we talked to Gwen Savekis, who I'm sure you're familiar with, Matt. You know, she's done so much being in the leadership group, and she's a former Oregon softball player, now playing, and also as a leader in that organization. I just think it's such a cool concept. I really look forward to seeing where it goes from here. Matt Ulmer, we covered a lot. Oregon volleyball head coach. Thanks for taking the time. Looking forward to 1 o'clock on Friday and then noon on Sunday. You can tune in via the Oregon live stream. Also, our buddies at KWVA, the student radio station, have you covered on the radio side with the simulcast on the live stream. Going to be fun. Coach, good luck against the Golden Bears. Thanks for always taking the time. And Matthew, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Joseph. Go Ducks.
Matt Ulmer, the Oregon volleyball head coach, kind enough to join us. All right, quick timeout. When we come back, we have an outdoor track and field schedule at Hayward Field. We're going to tell you about that coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a Country Financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see? Every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hello, it's me, the designer jeans in the back of your closet. What happened to us? I used to summer in the Hamptons, and now I'm stuck behind a pair of sweats. Okay, maybe I never really fit you right, but I got a lot more Sunday fun days left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
For Duck Insider today, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Yesterday, I want to mention Chris Duarte was named the Collegiate International Player of the Year by Net Scouts Basketball. Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic native Collegiate International Player of the Year. That's awesome for Chris Duarte. An All-American as well. And this is cool, too. We got a track and field schedule as part of that highly anticipated opening of Hayward Field. The Ducks have an outdoor track and field schedule. It will begin with the Hayward Premiere, that's a great name. I mean, doesn't that just sound awesome? Hayward Premiere, April 2nd through 3rd. We're closing in on the beginning of that outdoor home schedule. Also on April 17th, the West Coast Classic will be co-hosted by the Ducks and by the Wildcats in Tucson, Arizona. Oregon Relays will be April 23rd to 24th. May 7th, the Oregon Twilight. And June 9th through 12th, of course, the NCAA Championships. Isn't that... Oh, man, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see Hayward in action. Now, we all know that having fans there would make things a heck of a lot better. As Robert Johnson said, quote, the excitement level for this upcoming outdoor season and the return of Hayward Field to the competition schedule is at an all-time high. We can't wait to have track and field meets back in Eugene, and seeing the student athletes competing at Hayward Field again will be a special moment for this program. This has been a long time coming. We're incredibly thankful to everyone involved getting to this point. Part of that Hayward magic will be missing without the fans. They have been waiting to come back and experience Hayward Field again. As soon as we're able to do so, we'll welcome them back. Outdoor track and field season coming up. Hayward Premiere, April 2nd through 3rd. Acrobatics tumbling in action tonight at Pacific. And also, Kemba Nelson is now on the Bowerman post-indoor watch list. Congratulations. Lots of good news. See you tomorrow.
Okay, forest animals. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit Discover